This is the brand new 3-inch Hercules dual action polisher available at your local Harbor Freight. Now, I actually got a sneak preview of this thing last November at SEMA. They actually had this polisher as well as a few battery operated dual action polishers that are going to be in the full 5-inch backing plate size. Those look amazing. They also have a new rotary battery powered coming, all going to be in the Hercules lineup. So in today's video, we're going to be checking this thing out, putting it to use, and then comparing it to something you can get on Amazon, the Griots 3-inch polisher. Why am I comparing it to the Griots and not others, right? There's a bunch of 3-inch polishers out there. Really, I wanted to find the best value polishers that I could. This one, the new Hercules polisher, available at Harbor Freight, is coming in at an amazing price of $119. This one, on the other hand, the Griots, available on Amazon next day, at least for me here in San Diego, and this is coming in at a price of $145. Now, there's obviously a bunch of other polishers, but they're typically a little bit higher in price point. This one seemed to be the closest, and it has tons of brand recognition. We all know about Griots. I actually get asked all the time, why don't I review more Griots products? And it's just, I haven't had a lot of use of them. So I'm excited to be comparing it to this because I used it today and I really like it. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So the release of this new polisher was really perfect timing for me. As you can see behind me, I have my Ram Rebel. I'm actually doing a paint protection film on the front hood, fenders, and bumper, right? So I had previously coated this vehicle using my new ceramic coating that I've been working on, and it's insane. And there was about a 0% chance that the PPF would stick to that ceramic coating. It's extremely, extremely hydrophobic. Really, really nice. We'll talk about that in another video. But in order to get this thing prepped, I went ahead and picked up the Bauer polisher. I also picked up a couple of the Griots polishing pads. Now they have multiple different ones, but they have them in the nice 3.5-inch face. And these polishers have a 3-inch backing plate, so it fits perfectly. Now power was actually a very important thing to me for this because I needed to get it into the contours like of the hood and around the edges and things like that so that I could really get the ceramic coating removed and get the PPF to stick. And that's really where the 3-inch polisher came in absolutely perfect for me. Those things are fantastic for things like A-pillars, B-pillars, mirrors, front grills, headlights, recesses in the hood, like in my situation here, areas around the back license plate. They really allow you to get into areas much, much easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with talking about the Hercules polisher, then we'll get into talking about the Griots, and then at the end we'll kind of tie it all in to let you know which one I think is best. So the Hercules absolutely has some fantastic features. It's very nice and compact. It's actually much shorter in length than the Griots is. Very compact. You have an on-off switch here, and you'll see it's just on, it sticks into place. You can push it down again and it releases and it's off. So on and off right on the top there. For your speed selection, it's actually on the back of the machine here, dropped under the power cord, which isn't my favorite for sure. I would prefer if it was up here, then it's right in line where your thumb is. This one, on the other hand, you have to come to the back and you also have to come under the cord to select your power selection. Now the dial is very, very smooth, but there's no tactile feel. It's just smooth all the way across. You can hear it. There's no clicking or anything. Let me bring it to the microphone. So that's nice. I personally prefer a little bit of a click all the way across. Just real quick to give you an example, the Griots does do that. Okay, just different. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? No, it's just purely preference. I personally like a little bit of a click, but the fact that it's down here is a little bit of a bummer to me. But overall, once we get into actually using this thing, it didn't bother me at all because this thing had so much power. Now getting back to the overall shape of this thing, it's very, very comfortable in the hand. This piece here is really nice to grip onto. It fits really, really well. So if you're kind of working on areas, you can kind of palm it like that. It's really nice. You do have a nice vented backing plate as well that is nice and padded. I actually like the backing plate a lot. And this is a 12mm offset. So that means from a center point, it actually rotates out 12 millimeters versus the Griots is only an 8mm. What's the difference there is typically the longer the throw, the larger millimeter throws correct a little bit faster because even if they stall and they're not spinning completely, they're still carrying more distance with the polishing media, the pad and the compound. So you get a little bit more correction with that faster. The downside is trying to fit it into tighter areas can be an issue, but I did not find any issue with the 12mm throw on this fitting it into what I needed it to. Now, right on the box, they actually advertise MVC, maximum vibration control. I will say, the machine seemed to run really, really smooth. I'm not sure if I'll be able to test that, but I'll see if I can. Overall, just anecdotally though, they both felt extremely smooth. Now, they also do list on the box that this comes with replacement brushes. The brushes are the contact points that can wear out over time, and this one comes with replacements. I didn't happen to notice them in the box, but I'm sure they're in there. But you do have to open up the machine to access them versus something like the Griots. They have, this is great on a lot of polishers as well. They have this little access point right here. You simply back that out. The brush is there, you take it out, put the new one in, screw it back down, and you're back to work. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get a weight of this thing now. Now, the machine does come with a 25-foot cord. So I'm gonna do my best to limit the weight of the cord. We're just looking at the weight of the machine as much as possible. Again, no pad on it. So here we go. That's on there. 4 pounds, 3.6 ounces for this machine. All right, guys, now this thing also advertises that it has a 4.5 amp motor. And I have to say, compared to the Griots list that it's a 6.0 amp motor. And I have to say, this little guy here felt way more powerful in my personal opinion. Even at speed 1, and we'll plug these in here in a second, and I'll show you guys, even at speed 1, it felt like it had a lot more power to it, a lot more, positive continuous rotation on the pad, wasn't stalling, felt really, really good. Again, we'll show that here shortly. But next up, I want to go ahead and start talking about the Griots machine. We talked about a few points earlier. Again, replaceable brushes right on the side here, very, very convenient. Overall design of this thing is longer. We touched on that as well. But I will say, the shape of it, the grip, the trigger pull versus a switch on the back, and the dial on the top, in my opinion, this thing is way more ergonomic and more comfortable in the hand for my personal preference, right? Again, the Hercules felt more powerful than this did, for sure, but overall, like ergonomics, this is a very comfortable machine. Again, the head shape as well, very, very simple, very, very comfortable to hold in your hand. Nice backing plate here, or pad there, so you can lay it on the back. Sits on a nice rubberized piece. It's really, really nice. Additionally, another thing that we do have, so the trigger on this is a progressive trigger, meaning you pull it a little bit, it'll start going a little bit. You pull a little bit more, it'll go a little bit more until it's maxed out at whatever speed you have it set at. You additionally do have a locking mechanism right here, so you can compress the trigger, push that down, and it locks it in place, so you don't have to hold it anymore. Now you can just get to work. Simply pull the trigger, and it releases it, and you're good to go. One other really cool feature about this is the power cord. It actually is removable, so there's a little clip right here. You just compress that, slides out, and you're good to go. So why is that important? It's really, really cool for storage. The main fail point for most polishers is because when this is not removable, you store it, and this bends really, really hard, like in your toolbox or whatever, and then you have issues with the contact points there. So the fact that it's removable, I really, really like that. Now, the power cord isn't nearly as long as the 25-footer on the Hercules. I actually don't know, probably, I would guess 10 feet maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Or even 6 to 10 feet, somewhere in there, I think. But I don't mind that at all, because if I'm running a powered polisher, a corded polisher, I'm running it with an extension cord anyway, so the additional length really doesn't bug me. Now, if you're working in your garage and I think the 25 you'll be able to get around your car, no problem, versus this one you wouldn't. But again, for me, I'm still running an extension cord anyway. So for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and take the cable off the power cord, and I'm gonna weigh it just like this. Actually, I'm gonna remove the backing plate. Sorry, not the backing plate, but the pad. Again, it has a 3-inch backing plate. Another benefit of this machine though, it also comes with a 2-inch backing plate. So even more versatility with that. All right, guys, so here's the machine. We're just gonna go and place it on, get it all centered. So all the weight is on it. And we're at 4 pounds, 3.2 ounces. I don't remember what the other one was. I think it was just about there, maybe 4.4 or 3.6, if I remember well. But very, very similar, even though this unit is bigger. It's right there with the weight, I believe. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and start comparing these side by side. I'm gonna plug it in, and I'm gonna show you this machine first and take you through all of the speed selections. So we've got power here. I'm gonna come up a little bit closer to you guys. Now remember, this one's listed as 6 amps versus the other one's a 4.5 amp. I believe on paper that should mean that the Griots is more powerful, but anecdotally, for sure, like by a good margin, the Hercules definitely felt more powerful to me. So we're gonna go ahead and just turn this machine on. It's on speed 1 right now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. I'm gonna lock it into place. Okay, so there we are. You can hear it runs really, really smooth. Sounds nice. Pop it up to speed 2. Very precise. As soon as we hit speed 2, it flipped up. Speed 3. Dialed in exactly. Sometimes these are quite a bit off, but let's see. 4. Okay, 5. And 6. Now at this point, I should probably put a pad on that. That'll tell us. So I'll try and test the vibration here after that. But hopefully, again, this is gonna be hard for you guys to tell. But for me, this polisher, the Hercules, is much more powerful. We're gonna start off at speed 1 as well. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. That already sounds to me like speed 3 on that one. Let's go ahead and go to 2. Very gradual ramp up, very smooth linear style versus the Griots kind of, you could hear it completely step up. This one was a nice gradual. Go to 3. Same thing, very, very nice linear pattern here. 4, 5, and 6. So not a huge difference between 5 and 6 for me, but it's still there. 6 is full out. Again, it feels more powerful to me. All right, guys, now when we talk about the power of the machine, it's a little bit convoluted because it is listed in different ways. So rotations per minute versus oscillations per minute. I can't remember exactly how that actually works. Rotations per minute is how many times the unit actually spins versus oscillations is how many times the throw rotates around. So anyway, on the Hercules, it's actually listed as 4,000 to 5,500 oscillations per minute, no load. On the Griots, it states constant speed control maintains consistent set speed gain range of 2,000 to 6,400 orbits per minute. Oh, so it will be the same. So this one's listing 6,400 versus that one's listing 5,500. Again, at full load. Now, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't really running them at full load. On the Griots, I did essentially, but on this one, I was at 1 and I was able to get the job done and it felt powerful. So just real quick, I want to put them both and look at both at full speed. Little vibration at full speed, but it's a tight vibration. So it doesn't bug me too much. There's definitely a little bit of vibration though. But again, down at speed 3, the vibration really kind of reduces. And then at 1, it's pretty minimal. And again, that's with no pad on it, so it's not even balanced the way it properly should be. Let's do that again with the Griots. So we're just gonna go ahead and start off all the way at 6. Okay, 6 is the highest speed, right? But again, progressive trigger, so I can start it off really slow if I want to, even though it's on speed 6, compress it all the way, and we'll get that full speed. Vibration-wise, I gotta say they feel about the same. We'll take it down to 3. So again, this one is nice because it does have a wider range of power to it. This one you can drop down to a lower orbit or oscillations per minute versus the Hercules starts off a bit higher. So again, pluses and minuses of both of these machines. They're both fantastic price. We'll touch on that again here shortly. All right, guys, I wanted to try and use my vibration meter for this, but the way that the Hercules sits, I like to do it like towards the head, but then I won't be able to flip the switch on, so I can't do that. But again, anecdotally, they feel just about the same on vibration. All right, so what did we learn and what do I think between these two machines? I did learn something throughout filming this video because again, anecdotally, just grabbing them, speed 1, I was able to get stuff done versus this one, I was not. Now that I looked at the oscillations per minute range, that makes sense. This one goes to a much lower oscillations per minute. So you have a heavier step up between each of the speed dials options, right? Between 1 and 6 versus this one starts off at a higher oscillation range and then gets even higher. Still apparently not as high as this one, but again, feels like an absolute powerhouse to me. Even though technically 4.5 amps versus 6 amps. Which one would I go with? To be perfectly honest with you guys, if you have the time on your side and options of getting exactly what you want, I personally would go with the Griots. It's just the ergonomic fit, and then all the added features, the 3-inch and 2-inch backing plate option that you get, the replaceable brushes right on the side here, the variable speed right where I like it, progressive trigger with a lock, fantastic. And again, the ergonomics, a little bit longer, and this is extremely, extremely comfortable in the hand. So I do like that a little bit better. Again, $145 on Amazon. It's a home run, guys. Like, I've used the MaxShine M312. I love that machine as well, but that one's like 200 bucks unless it's on sale. I had never used this Griots before. This would absolutely be my choice between all those ones that I've used. This thing's awesome. For $120, available at your local Harbor Freight. You can go pick it up. You can go pick up some Meguiar's polish. They have it there. You can pick up the 3-inch pads. They have them there. You're gonna love this machine. It's a great little machine, especially in the sense because we're not, personally, I don't use a 3-inch all the time, right? If I can get it done with a 5-inch backing plate and I can get it into all the spots I need, I'm not pulling my 3-inch out. If I do, it's gonna be the Griots. But again, if you wanted to save that 25 bucks, and you just want to run down to your local Harbor Freight, the Hercules is phenomenal. Again, they do have more polishers in the Hercules lineup coming, so you could have it all dialed in, all the same color and all that kind of good stuff. But overall, my personal opinion would be the Griots. Fantastic machine. Again, people always ask me, why don't you review more Griot stuff? I may now. This thing's absolutely phenomenal. Feels really, really well built. Just a fantastic, fantastic machine. Yeah, both options are fantastic. Just overall, again, Hercules, you guys did a fantastic job. My nod still goes to the Griots though, just from my personal opinion. So I'm gonna link both these guys down in the description for you guys. So if you wanna get them, you can. Also, the polishes that I like to use, currently I'm using, like on this truck, I used Kokemi's H902. Phenomenal polish or compound. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you're subscribed, turn on that notification bell. We'll see you guys on the next one.